All right, we're on chapter 3, page 214, doing the mid-chapter check. So define product. You should have something that means the answer to a multiplication problem. And they wanted you to give an answer, give an example with two whole number factors that have a product of 9. So I said 3 times 3 equals 9. And then down here, now this got tricky for me because we've been multiplying so much that I actually started setting up this problem and I didn't line up the decimals. So when you're adding and subtracting, you've got to line up the decimals and then add. So this is the answer here. Same here, you got to line up the decimals when subtracting. There's your answer. Line up the decimals, there's your answer. So if you got any of these wrong, pause it and see what I did and see what you got wrong. It might be because of how you lined up the decimals. Whereas in these ones, you didn't have to line up the decimals because it's multiplying. So think of it as 23 times 5, set it up, take the decimal out of the factor, put it into the product. I thought of this as 34 times 52, took the decimals out, put it back into. And I thought of this as 12 times 15. You might have set it up the opposite way, but no matter what, we should have gotten the same answer. 1, 2, 3, 4 out. 1, 2, 3, 4 back into the product. Now this one right here at the table, how many miles did she walk in a week? So she walked that trail last week. This Katie trail was 5.7 miles. So let's see here. The table shows a list of walking trails. She walked it in 6 days. How many miles did she go the whole week? She walked it 6 days. So every day she walked this many miles. That's why we have to do 5.7 times 6, because she did this 6 times. So she walked 34 2/10 miles total because she did this 6 times. Hey, you could check that by doing 5.7 plus 5.7 plus 5, adding it up 6 times. Number 9, the length of a pool table is 7.1 feet and the width is 3.6 feet. Find the area of the surface of the pool table by multiplying length times width. So 7 1/10 times 3 6/10. This is how I set it up. This is how I took the decimals out and put them back in to get this answer. So if you got it wrong, figure out what you did wrong by looking at mine or asking. And then number 10, look at, I did this whole thing and then couldn't get an answer close to mine. And then I was like, oh, we're supposed to be estimating. So listen, Ashton used 12 6/10 gallons of gasoline to drive his car on a weekend trip. He averaged 21 5/10 miles per gallon. About how many miles did he travel? About. So we need to estimate. So when we're multiplying these two numbers, I said 12 6/10. Remember how you estimate to the nearest 10. So since 2 is less than 5, I kept this at 10. And this I rounded to 20 because that 1 is less than 5. 10 times 20 is 200. So these were two easy numbers to do mental math with. So the answer would be B. All right, I wouldn't want to say 13 times 22 because 13 times 22 isn't easy to do mental math with. That's why I did 10 times 20. All right, so there's the mid-chapter check, one of the ways that we're getting ready for our quiz.